making millions from stand-up comedy. I mean, you might have seen me on Mock the Week, you might have seen me on DVD, you might have seen me at the bar crying. But when I'm not making millions from stand-up comedy, I work in the museums in South Kensington. Now, South Kensington is like the heartland of posh people. It's not just posh people, but posh people's kids. Now, I don't mind kids, I love kids. I couldn't eat the whole one, but that's the first joke of the day. Let's remember that as a cycle. But it's posh people's kids, and it's when posh people thrust their thoughts and opinions and attitudes onto their children. And children should be like that. Children should be sort of full of awe and wonder and sweets and sort of cut loose and fancy free. Children should not be self-righteous, cynical, and going to school in a three-piece suit and a beret. The only time it is suitable for a child to go to school in a beret is if his class is having a World Cultural Day and he's decided to go with the personification of France. And not only is his mum sort of fitted him out with a beret, but also a stripy top and a string of onions, and for her own personal amusement, has come to say the phrase, "Oué, allez à la piscine." So a swimming pool in French does sound a little bit like this. And it's not, I've been teaching a lot of these sort of kids in the museum. Now, at the museum where I work, we've got a bridge that's made of glass. Now, we've called it the Glass Bridge. Yeah. And I was telling a group of children this one, and this just one girl went, "Oh, it's glass." I was a little bit rude. So, short of sort of explaining her the sort of differences between regional dialects and, you know, talking through that people are different and you should accept them for who they are, I just told them to go fuck themselves. And I long for the days of children sort of like being a bit more sort of carefree. I used to work in a science centre in Cardiff, and we used to do a show called the Yucky You Show. Now, the Yucky You Show, we used to count down the 5 most disgusting things about the human body. Now, we start off and go, right, I want to look at 5 most disgusting things about your body. Put your hand up if you can tell me what we're going to look at. And these kids are kind of like naughty looking at their parents, kind of going, "Oh, yeah, you there." Who? Oh, yeah, who? You, yeah, well, what do you think? What do you think? Bogey? Yeah, bogey. This one kid put his hand up at the back. I went, "Yeah, you, yeah." And he went, "Disgusting, disgusting, 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 disgusting." Now, I've worked in education long enough, so you're not going to sort of shoot this kid down. You're going to sort of acknowledge what he's done and encourage him to make more suggestions. So, yeah, really disgusting things. Like what? Disgusting. Like vagina. The whole reason why I want to sort of stop writing this material is because about a couple of weeks ago, I had an incident with a posh person on a train, and it made me think of actually, I've had lots of incidents with posh people on trains. But a friend of mine said, "Dan, they can't be that posh if they're travelling on the peasant wagon with you." No point. But I was travelling on the train from London to London Bridge. The train? Yeah, you do. London stops at Battersea Park Junction. No? No? Yeah? So, Battersea Park Junction, Wandsworth Common, Balham, Trent Hill, West Norwood, Gypsy Hill, Honour Park, Forest Hill, Spotley, London Bridge. Yeah. Just checking. I got to Gypsy Hill. But I was sat next to this guy, and this guy was posh, he was in his three-piece suit, I can only imagine his beret was in his briefcase. He was reading the Financial Times. He was reading the Financial Times in that way that only people who read the Financial Times can read the Financial Times. In that way that sort of says, "Look at me! I'm reading the Financial Times! Are you looking at me? You should be. I'm reading the Financial Times!" But he was taking up far too much room on the train. And we also on the table had a copy of that evening's Evening Standard. It was me, it was him, there was a lady across the way. And the lady kind of leant over and went, "Excuse me, are you reading that?" When we had the Evening Standard. And this guy pulled his paper down and went, "Yes! And I'm doing the crossword." And went back to his Financial Times. That's really fucking rude. And there was this really awkward silence, and this woman clearly felt embarrassed for asking a question. It wasn't a stupid question. And I felt like I sort of really should speak up and speak out. And it wouldn't be the first time that I was spoken out on a train from a posh person. I was doing the same journey in the summer, but on the way back to Gypsy Hill to Victoria, going at West Norwood, Trent Hill, Balham, This is stuff at Wandsworth Common on the weekend. But I was doing it, and before I tell you the story, there's something you've got to know about me. I live with the disease. Well, she cooks and cleans, she's good with the kids. That's the second joke.